There was a powerful gangster named Bulldog who ruled the entire country. He had a son named Juan who became the boss of the gangster organization. Bulldog's right-hand man was a man named Yangoy, who formed a new gang called the Kitty Gang because he liked cats a lot. He wanted to destroy the Bulldog gang. A fight broke out between the two gangs in which the Kitty Gang was badly defeated, but Juan spared everyone's lives. Juan kept defeating one gang after another and brought his organization to the top. After defeating the largest gang, there remained no competitor for Juan, so he closed his organization and went off to live in solitude, after which he disappeared without a trace. In the present year, Juan was sitting in a temple with several monks praying. Meanwhile, his gang members arrived at a location where the floor was covered in blood and several corpses were hanging. They had come there to catch a man named Tak, but no one was there. While Juan was praying, he received a call from a gang member. Since his phone was not on silent, the ringtone rang loudly and all the monks turned to look at him. Juan answered the call and told them to dispose of the bodies and clean all the blood. Then he realized he had disturbed the prayer, tried to get up but couldn't, and shouted loudly about his leg. Due to sitting on his knees for too long, his legs had gone numb. He started stretching his legs and began screaming in pain, causing the monks to wonder who the crazy person was. He somehow managed to stand, apologized to them, and limped away. After that, a girl named Yuna was wearing a police uniform and talking to her friend Miho on the phone. Miho was giving her directions about where to come. When she reached the location, she found out that Miho was inside a club. Yuna became very angry and said that Miho told her it was urgent, so she didn't even change her clothes, thinking something bad had happened to Miho. But Miho was actually having fun inside the club. Miho apologized and started heading out, but when she reached the gate, she saw Yuna already inside. Miho was shocked how she managed to enter in a police uniform. Yuna told her that she had covered her uniform and said that she couldn't dance or enjoy in that outfit, so she was going to the restroom to change. At the same time, Juan was also present in the club, as he was there to catch Tak, having learned that Tak had started taking drugs again. On her way to the restroom, Yuna bumped into a waiter and almost fell, but Juan caught her and saved her from falling. Several colorful candy-like things fell out of Yuna's pocket, which she quickly picked up and thanked Juan before walking away. Meanwhile, a man informed someone from Lee that Juan was in the club. Since Lee was the boss of the club, he arrived at Juan's spot with some men and asked him what he was doing. Juan showed him Tak's photo and asked if that man was there. Although Lee knew everything, he said he didn't recognize the man. He then asked a waiter to bring some whiskey, but Juan took it from the waiter, having seen them mix something in it. When Lee took the whiskey back and handed it again to the waiter, Juan tried to take it again, so Lee pushed the waiter down, breaking the whiskey bottle, and started beating him brutally. Juan intervened, saying the waiter wasn't at fault. At that moment, Yuna arrived and recognized Juan as the man who saved her from falling, but misunderstood the situation and thought he was the one beating the waiter. Miho told her the place was not safe, so she tried to drag Yuna out. As they were leaving, Yuna saw Juan pick up a piece of the broken bottle and assumed he was going to kill the man. In an attempt to stop him, the cloth covering her uniform fell off. Everyone saw the uniform and urged her to go save the man. Yuna told them she wasn't a police officer, but nobody listened and pushed her forward. She was then forced to act like a cop. Seeing her, Lee and his men left. Yuna told Juan to put down the glass piece and he complied. When Juan stood up, she put handcuffs on him. He asked if she was crazy and what she was doing, saying she was mistaken, he had done nothing, and that without a warrant she couldn't handcuff him, so she should unlock them. Juan noticed her shoes and that her uniform didn't have a name tag, so he asked her to show her ID. She said she left it in her car. Juan asked if she was joking, pointing out that she didn't have an ID or a police badge, so it meant she wasn't a real police officer. Just then, the real police arrived and Yuna ran away with Miho. Miho got very angry and said she shouldn't have pretended to be a cop. Yuna explained that the thug was about to kill someone, so she had to intervene, and reminded her how much she hated goons and criminals. The officers were taking Juan away and he tried to explain they caught the wrong man, that he didn't do anything. But they didn't listen and told him to speak at the station. When they went to unlock the handcuffs, they realized they were just toys. Juan became furious and shouted, demanding to know who the girl was, and swore not to spare her. Yuna, hiding in the crowd, saw everything. Afraid that Juan might spot her, she quickly ran away. Yuna actually ran a YouTube channel where she made kids content. The previous day, she made a video where she dressed as a police officer, fought a monster, and saved a baby doll. She was now showing this video to the CEO of Macronsoft. He told her the video was good, but she was supposed to promote the police play said toy and didn't do so. She explained that the toy was too expensive for children. He replied that kids don't buy toys, their moms do, and that wasn't her concern. Some kids didn't have mothers, and some had poor ones, and even if they had fathers, it didn't matter. He told her to stop worrying about the kids and start thinking about the company. He said it wasn't like her videos got millions of views, so he could fire her easily, and with her contract renewal approaching, if she didn't follow his orders, he wouldn't renew it. Meanwhile, Juan returned home, where his gang members welcomed him. They had prepared a lot of food for him because he spent the previous night at the police station, something that hadn't happened in years. His gang suspected that Lee called the police since he owned the club. A new drug had been appearing in many clubs, and when Juan saw a photo of it, he remembered seeing it with Yuna. Then Yuna was seen in a mascot costume. She didn't earn much from YouTube or the agency, so she had to do many part-time jobs. A new beauty product shop had opened, and that day she was promoting it. While doing that, she saw a dumpling shop and craved dumplings. Just then a boy ran out of the shop and bumped into her, but didn't stop and ran away. Juan came out of the same shop right after that. Seeing him, Yuna became frightened and hid. Juan called out, telling her to stop hiding and come forward. Yuna wondered if he had seen her and was about to step forward when the same boy appeared again, handing over a bunch of money that he had stolen from the shop. Yuna misunderstood the situation again, thinking that Juan was scaring children and taking money from them. She became extremely angry, covered her face, and when Juan was about to enter the shop, she hit him on the head and ran away. Due to the costume, Juan couldn't see her face. The dumpling shop belonged to an old lady who was very close to Juan. He asked about her well-being since he was visiting after a long time. The grandmother wanted Juan to get married and mentioned that she had already found a girl for him, but Juan replied that he was not interested in such things and then left. Meanwhile, Yuna was doing her job when a drunk man approached and started insisting on hugging her. Juan was passing by the same path and recognized the costume. When Yuna was telling the man to stay away, Juan recognized from her voice that there was a girl inside the costume. That man then removed the costume headpiece, and Juan recognized Yuna as the same girl because of whom he was taken away by the police. Seeing Juan so angry, Yuna began to run away. Juan chased after her and caught her. After bumping into Juan, she fell down, and because of the costume, she was unable to get up. Juan then lifted her up and used the same toy handcuffs Yuna once used on him to handcuff her this time. He asked if she wasn't going to act like a police officer today, and reminded her that she was the one who had hit him on the head earlier. He accused her of being a member of the Kitty Gang, and said she acted like a police officer to help them. He then asked her where she got those colorful candy-like things at the club. Yuna replied that the thing was called Peekaboo. Juan then asked who gave her those drugs. She responded angrily, saying it wasn't a drug but children's candy. Juan didn't believe what she said. She apologized for what she did, and told him she didn't have time to talk and needed to go to work. Juan didn't let her go and told her to answer his questions first. She said she had no answers for his questions. Juan then asked her to come with him, and she said she would show him where the candy was. When Yuna reached the shop, the owner got very angry at her because she had been missing for quite a long time, while trying to escape Juan. Since she didn't work during that time, the owner fired her, and didn't even pay her for the hours she worked, which made Yuna extremely angry at Juan. She took out the children's candy from her bag and stuffed a lot of it into her mouth to eat. Yuna assumed it was drugs and slapped her on the back, making all the candy fall out of her mouth. He yelled, asking if she was crazy or had a death wish. At that moment, Yuna started having trouble breathing because one candy got stuck in her throat. Juan went to get water for her, but just then she coughed, and the candy came out and landed in Juan's mouth, which he accidentally swallowed. Both of them were left shocked. Juan went to the hospital to get tested and found out it was not a drug but just candy. He then asked Yuna why she pretended to be a police officer that day. Yuna said it was because he was beating up that man so badly. Hearing this made Juan very angry because he was actually trying to save the man. He said that if she thought he could hit men, then he could hit women too. He also instructed her to stay 50 meters away from him from now on. Yuna got very scared and ran away from there. That night, Yuna met Miho and told her everything that happened. Miho also became furious with Juan. Through their conversation, it was revealed that Yuna had been searching for a man named Jung for years. But since she didn't know his full name, she hadn't been able to find him yet. Then a man named Yonyan was introduced, who worked as a public prosecutor. He went to interrogate a church father who used to be a gangster. That man had badly beaten some churchgoers. He was arrested because those devotees had refused to give money to the church, and he beat them for it. The man was now posing as a priest while still engaging in gangster activities. From Zhang Yun's words, it became clear that he believed people never really change, especially criminals. Then the scene returned to Juan, who was the CEO of a food company. All the people working in this company were ex-criminals. Kang Cho told Jang Yun that he had to become a priest because Won only hired criminals in his company and helped them reform. That was why all his gang members had left him and joined the company. The name Won sounded familiar to Jang Yun. Yuna was at her agency. The CEO was giving out toys to everyone to promote in their videos, but Yuna didn't like promoting such expensive toys. So the CEO assigned her to entertain children at the kids' food festival and told her to record everything on camera. Won's company had launched a sausage product for children and he instructed that it be promoted at the festival. There Yuna was shooting a promotion video for milk. Two men named Manho and Jae-soo had come to promote the sausage product, but no one was buying it because people knew only ex-criminals worked at Thirsty Deer. A child's ball rolled near their stall and a man took a sausage and approached the child, asking if he would like to eat it. The boy opened his mouth eager to eat. Just as he was about to feed him, the boy's father arrived and threw the sausage away, saying it was made by ex-criminals and who knew what they might have mixed in it. He asked how he could say that and whether he thought they had poisoned it. The man replied that it was possible since they were ex-criminals. Hearing the noise, a crowd gathered there. Jae-soo ate the sausage in front of everyone to prove it wasn't poisoned and offered one to the man as well. The man threw it away again and kept misbehaving. This made Jae-soo angry, and he grabbed the man's collar. The two began yelling and arguing loudly. The people and children present started getting disturbed. Jae-soo told his teammates that Won must not find out what happened, but just then, Won arrived and already knew everything. He said he sent them to promote the product, but they ended up getting into a fight. The team tried to defend themselves, saying the man started the fight and kept calling them ex-criminals, which angered them. Won asked whether they were not ex-criminals. They replied that their crimes happened a long time ago. Won said they seemed to have forgotten that being employees didn't mean they were now ordinary people. Serving a sentence didn't erase the crime. Jae-soo admitted his mistake and asked to be forgiven. Won told them to pack everything and leave, saying the day didn't go well for them and suggested they eat steak for dinner. Yuna was teaching kids to cook, but the kids started getting bored, so she began playing with dough with them, which they really enjoyed. Won passed by and saw Yuna playing and enjoying with the kids, and he couldn't take his eyes off her. His heart began beating faster. After packing up, Won's team was looking for him at the festival. They assumed he might have gone to the restroom and started heading that way. Won had actually gone to the restroom and was thinking about why his heart had started racing after seeing that girl. At the same time, Yuna also came to the restroom and was about to leave when she saw a lot of flour on the floor, so she picked up a mop and started cleaning it. Just then, Won was passing behind her and she mistakenly struck his stomach with the mop. He got hit pretty hard, and Yuna began apologizing, saying she didn't know he was behind her and pleaded with him to forgive her. At that moment, Won's people arrived, and when he tried to stand, he began to fall. Yuna instinctively held his hand, and as soon as she saw his face, she was shocked. Remembering that Won told her to stay 50 meters away, she got scared and let go of his hand, which caused him to tumble down the stairs. Everyone rushed to him, but he remained silent because he was unconscious. Yuna worried he might be dead, and even imagined being sentenced to life imprisonment for his death. They all called an ambulance and took him to the hospital, while Yuna hid nearby and watched them leave. At the hospital, everyone stood around Won's bed discussing how to conduct his funeral. Then Won suddenly spoke, saying he was still alive. 2 of Won's ribs were broken, but it wasn't a serious injury and he needed to rest for a week. Won insisted he was fine and tried to get up, but the pain prevented him. He couldn't believe that a mop had broken his ribs. His team told him they had seen everything. Yuna swung the mop in the air and hit him hard, which made him fall down the stairs. Won asked them to stop their nonsense, claiming nothing like that happened. That night, Won kept thinking about Yuna and how his heart started racing after seeing her. He had learned her YouTube channel, so he searched her up and found out that she made children's content. He played one of her videos and watched it. Meanwhile, Jung-gun was also watching her videos. The next day at the office, Park, Jang-yun's assistant, told him there was an assault case at the club and Won was arrested but released within a few hours. Park said it seemed like a simple incident, but Jang-yun disagreed. He said everyone knew Won and Lee were enemies and questioned why Won went to his club. He said they needed to find out. Meanwhile, Won had spent the night watching Yuna's videos and had watched nearly all of them. He played a video in which she was making bubbles and smiled while watching it, thinking she was really cute. Suddenly he saw a vision of Yuna blowing bubbles in his hospital room, which shocked him. He struggled to control himself. Although she vanished, he started seeing her face in the bubbles and began popping them. One bubble floated toward the door, where Yuna was actually standing. Juan shouted that he would destroy her and rushed to pop the bubbles. Yuna, terrified, thought he was coming to attack her and screamed. Juan stopped and touched her cheeks, realizing she was real. Yuna apologized and said she brought milk for him and asked about his injury. Juan said it was nothing and that he just needed rest. Yuna said she would leave, and Juan pointed out that her bag was open. Then all her things fell out of the bag. Juan was shocked to see items like a teaser, pepper spray, and knuckles, everything Yuna had brought for self-defense. She quickly packed her things and was about to leave when Jisu's voice came from outside saying they had returned. Juan panicked, thinking they wouldn't spare Yuna if they saw her. He told them not to come in, claiming he was changing his underpants. He started searching for a place to hide Yuna but couldn't find one, so he told her to lie on the bed and covered her with a blanket. Then he lay next to her. Just as he did, his team entered. They said they had identified the girl. She was a YouTuber. Juan told them he understood and ordered them to leave. One of them speculated that she might be a spy sent by the Kitty Gang and said they should capture and beat her badly. Hearing this made Yuna very scared. Juan told them to stop talking nonsense and leave. They asked if he wasn't angry that she broke 2 of his ribs and insisted they should break her bones. Juan snapped at them, told them to shut up and reminded them he was in pain and needed rest. Yuna saw the stitches on Juan's stomach and felt very bad. After they left, both Juan and Yuna felt relieved. They looked at each other and realized they were quite close, so they quickly stood up. Then Yuna left. Juan felt butterflies in his stomach and blushed heavily, because he had fallen in love with her and had just been lying close to her on the same bed. Yuna met Miho and told her everything. Miho asked if he knew her name or where she worked. Yuna said she wasn't sure if he knew her name but confirmed he knew her workplace. She said they were talking about breaking her bones. Suddenly Yuna's phone was flooded with notifications from YouTube comments. She wondered why she was getting so many comments. When she opened YouTube, she saw a new video uploaded to her channel, which she didn't upload herself. She rushed to the agency and found out the CEO had uploaded the video. During the kids' food festival, the cameraman assigned to her had recorded Jisu's fight. The CEO had edited and posted that footage on her channel, making Jisu look like the villain, although the other man started the fight. Yuna wasn't happy with the CEO's action. She demanded the video be deleted, but the CEO refused, saying the video had already gained 3 million views in just a few hours. Juan, still watching her videos, saw the new upload. Park also discovered the video and showed it to Jeng Yun, who began wondering why Yuna uploaded such a video. Later, Yuna went to the washroom and overheard 2 creators talking badly about her, claiming she posted such a video just to grow her channel. She was also heavily criticized in the comments for uploading such content as a kids' content creator. After reading the comments, she decided to delete the video. But she was unable to log into her account because the CEO changed her login password. Lee watched the video and felt extremely pleased, since Juan was his rival, while Juan was left shocked after watching it. Jaso became furious because he was portrayed as the villain, and he believed the video would seriously affect their business. Juan asked if they were sure that she was the one who uploaded it. Since the video was on her channel, they replied, "Who else could it be?" But Jeng Young was certain Yuna did not upload the video and believed something was definitely wrong. Seeing how much Jeng Yun cared, Park asked whether he liked her, but Jeng Yun dodged the question. Park said he went to find an employee, but they still did not know who it was, and promised to inform him once they found out. Juan later arrived at Yuna's agency with Young. When the CEO realized who Juan was, he started trembling in fear. Young said the CEO uploaded the video without permission, damaging their company's social reputation, so they were going to file a lawsuit to get compensation for the financial damage. He explained further details of the legal action, which terrified the CEO even more. The CEO blamed everything on Yuna, saying she made a huge mistake by uploading the video, and announced he would fire her from the agency as punishment. Juan told him there was no need for that, only that the video should be deleted from all platforms and that this must never happen again. As Juan was leaving, Yuna approached him and apologized. She was about to explain that it was the CEO who uploaded the video, not her, but Juan did not give her a chance to speak. He asked how much she would earn if the video got 10 million views, and questioned how much money she could possibly make from such things. He said if she needed money, he could give it to her, but maybe she would not accept money from an ex-criminal. He added that his employees were not thugs who went to festivals to pick fights. They had worked very hard to create a product for children. Just like others, they went to promote the product at the festival, but she probably had some other motive. He said he heard she got paid according to views, and now she knew how to get them, so she would earn a lot. After saying this, Juan left, leaving Yuna deeply hurt by his words. That night, on her way home, Yuna saw piles of thirsty deer sausages outside a store. When she asked the manager, he told her that customers were complaining and nobody was buying them, so the sausages were being returned. Yuna realized the video had caused huge losses for thirsty deer. Meanwhile, Juan was at the hospital when Ayoung informed him that department stores refused to stock their products, and small shops and supermarkets were returning them. Juan said he understood and added there was nothing more they could do. The next day, Ayoung showed Juan a video at the hospital. Yuna uploaded the original footage from the Kids Food Festival to her second channel. The video clearly showed that Thirsty Deer's employees behaved kindly and respectfully to the public at the festival, and were not as bad as shown. Juan asked why she did not upload it to her main channel. Ayoung replied that her agency probably controlled the login, not Yuna herself. Hearing this, Juan felt deeply regretful for everything he said to her. A little later, Yuna arrived at the hospital. Juan, who was out for a walk, saw her and hid. He wondered why she came and why he was hiding. He followed her and discovered she was there to entertain sick children. While she worked, Juan watched her from hiding and found her presence heartwarming. After finishing her task, Yuna went to meet him. When she knocked on the door and got no response, she left the items she'd brought for him outside and walked away. She then went to a store and bought some beer. Juan, walking outside, saw Yuna heading away. She reached a bus stop and began drinking while waiting for the bus. She then noticed someone standing behind the advertising board. It was Juan. When he got caught, he stepped out. She asked what he was doing there and he said he came to sit and drink beer, asking if she had a problem. Yuna began to apologize again, but Juan interrupted and said she should forgive him instead. He admitted he said a lot without knowing the truth. Yuna said she was the one who should be sorry, since he went through so much because of her. They both accepted each other's apologies. Both of them felt awkward and did not know what to say. Yuna said she would take the next bus and left, after asking him to take care of his health. Back at the hospital, Juan found the bag Yuna had left. It had an apple and a note apologizing to him. The next day, while heading to work, Yuna and Jang Yun saw each other while crossing the road. Suddenly, Yuna stopped a taxi and left in a hurry. Jang Yun noticed the news showing that 42 children were hospitalized due to food poisoning after consuming a milk product, the same milk Yuna promoted. Juan, just about to leave the hospital after discharge, saw Yuna arrive at the hospital in a taxi and rush inside. He wondered why she was there and why she looked so worried. Yuna went to the ward where the children were admitted, and felt deep regret for promoting the milk. Parents recognized her and began yelling, saying she was the one who promoted it. One parent even threw milk at her. At that moment, someone stepped in and shielded her. It was Juan. Yuna was shocked to see him.